Hello out there in Philippine accounting land. Joe DiChiara, CPA extraordinaire, coming to you live from BGC, Metro Manila. And it's good to be in the same time zone as Sheena Santos here. Uh, I don't have a whole bio or anything. I'm gonna put Sheena on the spot because I don't think she's ever done this before. She's really nervous, and she made the mistake of telling me that. So without further ado, Mommy Sheena, and I know that you're a rock star in the Philippines.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's what I heard. And yeah, so tell me about who you are and why you're here.
Okay, sure. All right, give me a sec. All right, yeah. Nice to meet you, by the way, Joe. I'm Sheena Santos. I'm not really a rock star. I'm just a simple home-based mom, and I was a
Wait,
call
wait,
center
wait a
agent.
second. Hold on a second. Home-based mom.
Yeah,
Aren't
yeah,
all
I did.
moms home-based?
Not, I would say not exactly because in being a home base for me, it's like I'm adding freelancing in
Okay,
our tasks
I
and
just
responsibilities.
I just want to make that clear. We're talking about you're a
Yeah,
freelancer and you're a mom.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
get the benefit of being with your children while you're
Yes,
working, right? Okay.
absolutely.
So sorry to interrupt you. I just want to make it clear to everybody you're a
No.
freelancer.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And a
Mhm.
mom.
Yes, and I have three boys. Make it four, including my husband.
Ah, yeah, yeah. So that's how old are they?
If I'm not mistaken, one is 15, and then 13, and then the youngest is turning 8 tomorrow. So it's his
Wow,
birthday. Yeah.
that's awesome. So you got your
Mhm.
hands full. And
Yes, we have
yeah,
to because we chose to work at home, and this is what we want.
well, no, you have two teenagers, and the 8
Yeah.
year old probably knows everything in the world already. And
Mm-hmm.
soon they're going to be driving. I just, you brought me back because I have three children, and one of the worst experiences of my life when they turned old enough to start driving.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not there yet. So good, a lot of prayers, and yeah. So yeah, but it's fun. It's wonderful having kids. It's
Mm-hmm.
even better having grandchildren
Oh, should
because you
I
get to
wish for
play
that
with.
as early as now?
Yeah, well, you got about 10 or 15 years, but yeah, you get to play with them, and then you go home.
Mm, mhm.
So I'm sorry I stopped you, but I just
No,
you
it's
have some
okay. It's
interesting
okay.
stuff. So all right, go on. So what do you actually do in your freelancing?
As a freelancer, actually, I started before as a virtual assistant. It's like 7 years as a virtual assistant, and then I decided to specialize one task there or one skill, which is marketing automation. So, what I normally do is I build email campaigns and automation, troubleshooting, landing pages, integration, and so more. So much more to do, and um now I'm also a coach and I train students. I already have different batches. Now it's going 10 batches for 10th batch for marketing automation, so they're
Awesome,
incoming for on September.
awesome.
Yeah.
So 7 years ago, so you're way ahead of the curve because I know there's a whole freelancing revolution going on here, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
people like John Pagaline. I think he's got over 100,000 people in his group. Uh, it seems like everybody I meet came from his group, including some of my team members. You got Sherry Pineda. Now you got Marianne Labonte,
Mm,
and it amazes me because I think everyone on my team didn't know that they could work from home.
mm, mhm.
And then COVID hit, and I know John had started his thing, about 5 years ago. So you were way ahead of the curve.
I
Way
would say so.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you're
like 14 years already that I'm doing work from home. Or actually it's already a freelancing style. Um Before we called it online job or work from home. And there's no, for me, as far as I remember, there's no such thing as freelancing or online freelancing. It was just recently that there's now, it's being called as online freelancing because we have more time for ourselves. We can choose our own work or our own client. Unlike before, wherein you just have to apply to jobs. Now we can just offer our service and make it like a free, it's like our free will to what skill we're gonna offer, who clients, whom are we gonna be helping with. So it's a different set of online opportunities now for me.
Yeah, and it's more. I know because when I started hearing about freelancing, I'm like, wait a second. I'm talking
Yeah.
about remote working. I've been doing it for 20 years. As soon as I learned that you could connect with this Microsoft remote desktop protocol, the light bulb went off. And I said, wait,
Mm.
I don't have to drive. I don't have to drive to clients. Yeah. And so, yeah, one of my biggest goals was to not have to drive.
Yeah,
So,
I can feel I feel you.
yeah, and yeah, so it was freeing. It was freeing, right? What were you
Mm.
doing before you started working from home?
I was a call center agent in a BPO industry, and I was doing uh, technical stuff like troubleshooting for internet connection problems. So it was like 7 years, and it for me it was enjoying, but at the same time exhausting because I'm going back from home to work for like, and I'm spending like 7 hours going back and forth, and that for me, I realized that this should stop. I can't take this anymore, something like that.
Wait,
So I
7 hours
decided,
a week? 7 hours a
7 hours
week.
every day, daily. It's
Oh my
going back to
God.
work. Yeah.
And you had children.
Yeah, I was pregnant also when I decided
Oh
to
my
just leave the
God.
work.
That's a full-time job just getting to your full-time job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. I used to complain about a 2-hour commute. And that was no, so it was 3 to 4 hours. And I remember saying to myself, what a waste of time. I said, what a
Exactly.
waste of
Exactly.
time. Yeah. So wow, I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine. So you went from that to, so it must have been a big uh, change, a life-changing event.
Yeah, it was. And I really did to, it's like I asked for a sign from him that if this something will happen, then it's my go signal to really resign and leave my work, and that happened. So it's like an unfortunate blessing that I would say. And because like what I said, I was pregnant that time, so there was a sign that, and with the help of my doctor, I was able to have a proof that I can no longer do what I'm doing for 7 years. So, and she advised me to resign and leave the work, and I was able to do what I really want to do, and that is to have or to find clients online and to do the online job at home.
Wow. So the doctor gave you orders to resign from your job.
Yes, yes,
That,
yes.
that must have been devastating at the time, right?
Devastating at some point, but as I said, it was also a blessing in disguise.
I mean,
Yeah.
because you're working full time. I'm thinking that
Mm-hmm,
you must have depended on that income,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
now all of a sudden you go from hero to zero, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right,
So,
right.
like, yeah, I guess you had no choice. So the 8-year-old, he's been spoiled. He's had mommy at home from day one. So
Right.
So yeah, and I know for me, when I first started doing remote accounting, the first person I asked to, because I didn't know if it was going to work, I asked my mother if she would try working for me.
Mm.
And so she had a part-time job. She was working as in a real estate office, and she needed to be with her parents because they were getting older. They had to be driven around, doctor's appointments, the casino, believe it or not, shopping. So she said, "All right, I'll try." And I taught her how to do bookkeeping, and it changed her life. And
Mm.
I said, "Oh my God, this is life changing. It's giving people a quality of life."
Mm.
And
Right.
for a long time, it was just people like you and I. And then COVID hit, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And we were probably saying, well, "What's the problem?" We're still working. There's no,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, so let's get to, you started a Facebook group.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Okay, what's the name
Um,
of the group?
it's Home-Based Mom Diaries. Yeah.
Wow. And
Actually, when I check my notes, our anniversary is August 5, 2019. So it will be like 4 years this coming
wow,
Saturday. Yeah.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank
So,
you.
why did you start that? Why did you start the group?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
my main motivation, Joe, is my main motivation is behind creating Home-Based Mom Diaries community was really to create a safe space for where we can share stories and experiences about how we started and grew in freelancing, and also taking care of our families and including ourselves. So sometimes when I was still starting, I don't see any community like this wherein moms can share their struggles, how they start, how they grow, and there's no support system. It was like just myself when I decided to do online job. It was just me all along. So I decided, why not I also create a community wherein everyone, especially moms, can be there, and they can help one another. They can share their stories and in life, and you know um meet other like-minded people, like-minded moms, and they will know that it can motivate them and inspire them to keep going, because we know that freelancing is really a top job. It's really a top thing to do, or a challenging task to do, especially you're already a mom. And
Yeah. So,
mm,
before you said something like it was just like an aside, but I think it's a big deal because, yeah, obviously you could take care of your children, your family,
mm, mm,
uh, all that stuff. But then you said I could take care of my family and myself.
yeah,
And I think because, let's face it, when being a freelancer is like having your own business. Okay, I
exactly,
don't care if
exactly.
you're working for a company full time, like Bedrock, or you're doing a side gig, or you're out there trying to get your own clients. It's a big adjustment, and you
Mm-hmm,
could spend 24/7. Right? It's endless. It's not like you
mm-hmm,
got to be in work at 9 and leave at 5. It's like you wake up in the morning, you're like, I got to be productive, and you got to take care of your family. And people forget about taking care of themselves.
exactly, exactly.
So how did you come to that realization, and what do you do to take care of yourself?
Actually, you're right. There are many hats that you have to wear. You have to be like a chef, a cleaner, officer, a wife, mother, doctor, all at the same time every day. So I know that that will happen when I decided to do online job. Okay. So there will be, I mean, when I was still starting, like what I said, I was pregnant that time. I was pregnant with my second son, and so I know that this is gonna be hard, so I have to ask for help. Okay, I have to ask for my mother-in-law and also my mom when she was still alive to help me take care of my eldest while I was still pregnant and while I was doing online job. Okay,
It's
when
funny.
I
We always go back to our moms, right?
that's right, that's right. Right. And but then, to be honest with you, I would say that it would be a big help to have someone to be there for you. But you also have to be there for yourself as well. You have to prepare yourself that I cannot just depend on them. I have to find strategies for myself. I have to plan it. And even though things won't be really, will not work the way you wanted, still be kind to yourself and find some time for yourself to take a rest, to relax, take a deep breath. Everything is gonna be fine. Just do it, and just start. Because sometimes I was scared. I got scared that I cannot do this, I cannot take this, but I know God is there and everything is happening for me for a purpose.
Yeah. People forget you got to take care. And my coach is a world class entrepreneur. He's a world class man. Okay. Yeah, I can't even. We could have a whole conversation about him. But he coaches me, and we started out talking about my health. He
Mm.
was a special operations Green Beret. This is a 6'5" guy. And we start out, he's like, how are you taking care of yourself? I expected him to tell me to start doing push ups and jumping jacks. And, he's like, what are you eating? How are your relationships, with your family, with your girlfriend? I was like,
Mhm, mhm.
what? This is, but then I realized after I was like, oh my God, if I don't take care of myself, how could I take care of everybody,
Others.
all the
Right,
other
right.
people? So yeah, he taught me you got to take care of yourself, body, mind, and soul. Okay,
Exactly,
it's,
exactly.
it's always like that. So another thing. So yeah, when you started, just like when I started, there was no playbook. There was nobody to say, okay, how do we do this?
Mhm,
Right?
mhm.
So you're like
Right.
sort of making it up as you go along. And that's
Mhm,
scary because now you're like, okay, I'm basically on my own. I get no support,
mm,
right? No encouragement. And now also, people don't realize this. When you go to a job, there's people there, right?
mhm.
Your commute. Now you're working from home, and the only people around are your kids, right?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, oh my God, I got to see people. I used to travel to clients
Mhm.
just to get out of my house. I'm like, I got to go. And I didn't need to go there, but I would just go there just to see people. It's an adjustment, right?
Right, exactly. So,
Yeah.
if there are times that I feel when you're working at home, the only thing that you can see here is your home, your family, and the environment around you, the surroundings. So sometimes you will really get bored, or most of the times you will really feel bored. So I tend to schedule some meetups with other kahome based kada, or my online mom friends. And also, I schedule trips with my family so we can go and see beaches and other relaxing, relaxing environment outside our home. So we
Yeah.
tend to try making it more exciting and enjoyable, because it's gonna be like a life journey. So we don't want to just keep stopping because of that. So,
Yeah. And like I said, you could just sit in front of the computer for 7 days a week trying to
oh my
make
gosh.
money. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I got to make money. I got to make.
Mm-hmm.
No, the whole idea about freelancing to me is, listen, I could take control of my life.
Yes,
I have
definitely.
freedom. I could get up and work at 3 in the morning, or I could sleep until 3 in the afternoon if I want,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
Right.
still gotta get my work done, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm not answering to anybody.
Mhm.
It's so yeah, it could be freeing, but it also comes with the responsibility.
Exactly.
You got
Exactly.
to, and I think what people have to understand is you got to be disciplined. You got to
Mm-hmm.
create good habits. But now this is where you come in, because like when you started, there was nobody to tell you this stuff. So I could understand now why you started the what do you call it, home-based
Home.
mom diaries,
Yes,
right?
home-based mom
So
diaries.
you're really uh, doing a lot of people a service, and I hope
Mm.
that they realize that. Yeah. So how do they find you? So on Facebook, they just go to Home-Based Mom Diaries, right?
Yes, the community can easily be found. You just have to type home-based mom diaries, and just have,
That's
yeah, just have to answer
complicated.
all the questions so that
So,
you'll get a group.
uh, so could I join, or do you have to be a mom?
Mom like, we are also welcoming mom and mom like any individuals who are, serving as a mom in their family. Even if you're just a solo parent, you can join as long as you are the one who's taking care of your family and doing online jobs. Yeah.
So I can't join.
You
I'm not.
can. You can, but we're talking in Filipino if that's okay with you.
I'm learning. So am I. So
Oh,
kumus
that's good.
ka? Yeah, one word at a time. But so now another thing that I've learned, because I've been teaching Philippine accountants how to get into the U.S. market, accounting market, how to do taxes, and what I've learned is, yeah, I teach them the technical skills. I teach them how to talk to an American entrepreneur because we have a different mindset. Uh, but what I learned is a lot of people, they go out, get a position because we show them, and they say, oh, it's possible. And I think that that's what you're doing. Do you feel that? Like you could teach them all the technical stuff, but now they're looking at you, hear your story, and they're like, "Oh my God, she was pregnant. She had 2 children at home and a husband to take care of. Uh, you know, what's stopping me? Do you
Mhm,
see
right.
that?"
Yeah, I got many comments and personal messages about that they found my videos on YouTube and they got inspired. And I was also interviewing other moms like me who also face different challenges and hardships when they were still starting in freelancing. So we got inspired, and even me personally, it keeps me going. It was really hard, like what you said. It was tough. It was an easy job, but every time we will see comments like that, and that they see our videos, they got inspired. I was also, it's like triple the inspiration that I'm feeling right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
So
can't put
yeah.
money on. You can't put a price on that.
All right. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
see it
Right.
all the time. Like, oh my God, I made a difference. I know, you met Liz. Okay, she was one of my first hires, and she went through it because she had a high position. She was actually helping run a big company, and she decided, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. I'm going to try freelancing, and she went on a lot of interviews. Uh, Put out a lot of resumes, and I was the only one that gave her an offer. And I didn't know this. I was like, wait a second, I might have got you for less money. I didn't. So I was like, wow, this is inspiring. So we had an event last year, Jumpstart Your Freelance Career, and we played her video, and it was inspiring. and there were two women in the audience. Okay, Rona and Grace, and I didn't know this at the time, so they both wound up taking one of my courses, uh, and we wound up hiring both of them. They're both full-time uh, accountants now on my team, and
Wow.
every day, we have a gratitude meeting. And I can't tell you how many times Rona, now she had a big position also. She was a supervisor. And so many times she says, I'm grateful that I could be at home with my kids.
Mm.
And that hits me right in the heart. But Grace, and I didn't know this, I did her 3-month review with her and I got to know her a little better. Grace was separated from her family for like 15 years. She had to work in a different part of the country, and she heard Luz's story. And I know because she was crying at the event because she wasn't even supposed to be there. And she heard Luz's story and she was like, oh my God, maybe I can do this. And, again, I'm like, that's two people. And yeah, I'd like to think that I'm helping change people's lives, and I'm sure that that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
and you
so.
get
I feel
that
so.
feeling, right? Because I know for me, I could make money, and it's rewarding. It's like, oh, I'm self-employed. I write my own ticket. I could travel. But when I hear stories like that, I'm like, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm here. This is why I'm doing this. And yeah, so it's really, I believe it was divine intervention because I could, I hear your
I
story and
think
I
so.
like,
Yeah.
you could look at the sequence of events, right? There's no coincidences. And
Mm.
same thing with me. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't plan on hiring Philippine freelancers. My coach said, oh, we have this program. I could teach you how to hire Philippine freelancers. And I was like, okay. So we hired our first one. That worked. And then I hired another one. Now we have, I think, 20 in less
Wow.
than a year. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. I looked back. I was like, this wasn't my idea. I wish I was that smart. And now these events, I'm meeting people like you, John, Mary. I was like, oh my God, this is, the answer to my prayers. I always wanted to make a difference. And it's great meeting people like you that share the same uh, goals and experiences. Now, we have some people that have been chatting, and the first couple are a bunch of jokers because, and forgive me, but for some reason people's names don't always come up. It comes up Facebook user. So if you could identify yourself, then I can make fun of you. The user
Mm.
says, getting my morning Joe. Getting my morning. And Bashir Muhammad say, great morning, Joe. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. And then Nella Garcia. Can you see the chat? Nella Garcia says,
No,
hello.
no, I
Hello.
can't. I was trying to find it on my phone so I can also read it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Nella says, hello. Uh, Eli Deo says, I joined a lot of groups before, but Home-Based Mom Diaries is the best. Mom Sheena is very supported as well as the members. Okay. Then we got
Oh, thank
Inspiring.
you.
Another one says, hi, Mommy Sheena and Joe. Yes. Oh, Ray Cousins. Oh, I should have known, Raymond. He's one of our clients. He's one of my friends. Yeah. So if you have any questions for Sheena, or what do they call you, Mommy Sheena? If you have any questions,
Yeah, yeah.
put it in the chat and we can get it. We're going to finish up soon because I've learned that people don't watch long videos anymore. They they have a short attention span, and myself included. When I see something that's over an hour, I'm like, I'm not watching this. But a half an hour is like, okay, I'll watch that. So, what else could I ask you? They gave you, okay, so yeah. What's the secret? And I think you said, okay, not only do you have a career now, so the question was, what's your secret in balancing your career? Now you're managing a group, because that could be a full-time job itself. I know that. And
Mhm,
making time
mhm.
for your family. So how do you do that? What's your secret sauce?
Oh, okay. Well, actually, my secret is really just to ask for help. Like what I said earlier, you ask for help from the people whom you can trust to take care of some tasks that you cannot handle it at home, like the household jobs, washing dishes, something like that. But um, my secret is really just ask for help, especially in God. Like what I said also, everything happens for me for a purpose, and I was not prepared for this. But God helps me to stay on track. Okay, and it leads me to the way. Okay, hang on, my internet's not working, but um, it leads me to the way and take care of me so I can still wear different hats every day. And I feel that even if I set my alarm and calendar, there will still be instances that it can be affected in some way. So but if you let God lead the way and let him do the big work, you will realize that these stresses that I'm having every day have reasons too. So soon I know that this can change into blessings. Those stresses can change into blessings. I'm very positive to it. And everything that I do, I know, um, even if it's a challenge, a problem, everything is happening for a reason. I just need to be aware of it. And people can use that as an inspiration too to keep going.
Absolutely. I say this all the time. And what I tell them is, it's not if something happens, it's when. So, no, you have the faith, and then, life throws you a curveball. And
Mm-hmm,
it could be
mm-hmm,
anything. It could be anything. So, and you don't have to be a freelancer for that. That happens to, that's just the way it is. Uh,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jamalin says, being a working mom is one of the most challenging and most rewarding things I've ever done. Yes, uh,
It's very rewarding, yes.
yes. And so here's a good question. Are there any skills or qualifications that somebody needs to succeed in freelancing?
Oh, definitely. If you're gonna relate it like as a home-based mom, it's gonna be like time management because that's number one. You have to really manage your time, but it's like you're juggling work and family, and it's not really easy to do. But you have to, if you feel that you cannot really do it yourself, then ask for help. Okay, you don't have to be hard to yourself that, oh, I cannot do this, oh, it's gonna be hard. Just ask for help. Okay, if you really can't manage your time, but time management is very crucial, especially for us now.
Oh,
Organization.
yeah.
Yeah, also organization. You have to keep things on track. And as a mom, you can practice it by organizing first your cabinet, okay? And then that skill can be used online. So how will you help your clients, your future clients online to manage their work, their tasks, and their business? So that's another skill. Also communication. I know for a fact that I was not really that good in English before, but then every time I will practice it, like I will practice it by reading a script online or a text online, and I will try talking it, reading out loud and hearing it and understanding it. I know that I'm being prepared, and I'm preparing for for having, it's like you're talking to a client already, so when you're going to practice it. So It's not there are videos online that you can watch, and that teaches you how to speak online, yeah, in English. So it's not gonna be a really big problem now, unlike
You just
before when I
gave,
was starting it myself.
you just gave me a great idea because I'm, yeah, like I said, I'm trying to learn Tagalog, and I could do that with Tagalog. So
Ah. Sige, mag-Tagalog tayo.
let's point something out. So, like, we have somebody on our team, Eileen. Okay, she took our course, one of our courses, and again, she's another one that took the course and became a full-time team member. What I didn't know, because until we did her review and we did this personality assessment, she was never an accountant. She was a,
Oh.
yeah, so she took the course, she learned, and she became
Mhm.
a full-time accountant. And we did this personality assessment, and I recommend everybody do it. It's called Strengths Finder. And so everybody on my team did it. I've done it. I know what my strengths are. And I'm looking at hers and I'm like, you're not an accountant. I said, you have none of the accounting. Like, you're not, it said she's a coach, she's a nurturer, she's,
Mhm.
and she inspires people. It's like, accountants don't inspire people, not normally. So, I think, the point is that just because you don't know, anything, I mean, not that you don't know it, but, use Eileen as an example. She just said, I want to be a freelancer. And then she
Mhm.
went out and learned a skill, and anyone can do that. If you have whatever your strengths are, whatever your passion is, you can do it. Another point that you made, which I know, I run into this all the time with Philippine people, is most of the time they're afraid because they think that they don't speak English well
English.
enough.
Right, right.
And I'm like, if you didn't speak English well enough, I wouldn't let you talk to clients. So it's a mindset, right? But like you
Mhm.
said, you trained yourself,
I did.
right?
But when I was in call center, I got trained as well. But then before, my supervisor and even my QA quality, I don't know, but my QA, they said that my English was really just conversational. I don't have an excellent English, and I was they even try to train me, and keep on asking me, hey Sheena, you have to correct this, your grammar is not good, your English is not good, but I keep on going. And like right now, before I even took this interview, I told Honey that I was scared because I'm not confident in speaking in English, and especially it's live, because I normally do my client interviews recorded, and I can do client interview alone and just with him, not live.
Oh
But
yeah,
then
we
I
we have
decided to take it.
there's millions of people watching now all over the world. I didn't tell you that before. You're going to be famous now. You're
Oh
already
my
famous.
gosh.
Plus,
So,
plus, this is recorded. It'll be on YouTube. So yeah, people will be watching this for decades.
oh.
So if we
Oh
told
my
you
gosh.
that, you might not have agreed to do it. But yeah, and stepping out of your comfort zone, I've
Mhm.
learned that that's a key to success. If you want to change something, you got to change something. You got to
Yeah.
change something that you're doing. If
Right.
you're if you think you're going to get a different result doing the same thing, that's a definition of insanity, right?
Mhm.
It's like the only way to grow is to step out of your comfort zone. And my team members, they all know this. I basically they've all stepped out of their comfort zone numerous times. And the biggest obstacle was, and it started with Liz. they were afraid to talk to a client. And I was
Mhm.
like, what am I going to do? How can I convince them that their English is good enough? So what I did is I made an appointment with the client and I told Luz, I said, I'm going to be in the appointment with you. You got nothing to worry about. It was a husband and wife. And she's like, okay, as long as you're going to be there. And 5 minutes before the meeting, I went and took a nap. And I took a nap. So she had to do the meeting herself. And
Right.
she got done with it. She was like, they were so nice. I can't believe it. It was so easy. And I didn't, she trains all the other team members. They all don't, I was like, oh my God, that was like, I tricked her into it. But, and I'm bringing this up because, it's all in your head. It's all, you're thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't speak well enough.
Mhm.
I'm going to
Mhm.
embarrass myself. What's the worst that could happen? Think about it. What's the worst? You're not going to, nobody's going to the emergency room, right? Okay, maybe you get embarrassed a little. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
what? So what? It's not gonna, nobody's gonna be saying, "Oh my God, she ruined my life because she couldn't speak English," right?
Right, right.
So, all right. So let's end with this. This has been a really nice interview. I'm glad that before I forget, you are one of our key speakers. We have our second Jumpstart event, and I'm hoping that Belle is watching. I'm pretty sure, or one of my teammates, and they could put a link for because I'm terrible at promoting my own events. Uh, so if you could put a link there, and if you come, you'll get to hear Mommy Sheena live. You'll get to meet her. If you buy a VIP ticket, you'll get to actually touch her. We'll let you touch her, and no, you'll have, yeah, because we're gonna have a dinner networking thing after that. So that's one thing. Uh, what else did I want to say? Oh, what advice can you give to moms that want to start a freelancing career?
Actually, every time I will give advice to my co-home based moms, I get emotional. But maybe I
Can
will
you get
try to
emotional
compose
now?
myself now.
Can you get
Yeah.
emotional now? Thank you, Belle.
No, don't please, because if I do, I won't be able to talk to you. But
So I
anyway,
love it. I love it when people cry. So feel free to
uh,
cry.
maybe in the event. I actually it's also another thing because like now before I accepted the joining the event, it's actually my first time to do that, to speak in front of everyone. I can sing, I can dance, I can act, but I cannot speak um live in front of
It's
everybody. So it's gonna be my
listen,
first time,
it's one
and
of believe it or not.
everything is happening for the first time.
No, but this is true because it took me a long time to even be able to do this. Okay, a long time. When I look at my old videos, I was like, oh my God, I was terrible. But like I said, nothing, I just got better and better. And I've spoken in front of 700
Mhm.
people and I was shaking and I was stuttering and it was embarrassing. But what it did was it
Mhm.
motivated me. I said, how do I do this better? So I'll just tell you
Right.
right now, because I love doing this, uh, you're going to be scared to death before you go. Maybe you should start with a song. Maybe you should sing. Did your video freeze? Oh no. Oh, there you are. Okay. Did you hear what I said?
Okay, it seems that we got cut off. All right, sorry, sorry. Is
That's
everything
okay.
okay
Can you
now?
hear
Can
me
you hear
now?
me? All right, all
Yeah.
right.
Okay. So, oh, you didn't hear the whole thing of it. So, yeah, I said what's going to happen is you'll be scared to death right before you, and then
Mhm.
you're the only one that's going to know it because everybody's going to be, oh my God, it's Mommy Sheena, uh, Mommy Santa. I'm sorry. No, yeah, Mommy Sheena. Uh, but what I said is, if you're okay singing, I have no problem with you starting out with.
Oh, okay. Don't challenge me, Joe.
Oh
No, just
no,
kidding.
listen. I won't be able to stop you. You'll have the mic, and if you want to sing, then sing. It'll be fun.
It's
Uh,
like it's like I'll be doing an audition there.
yeah,
Not an interview, but an audition.
that's fine. Uh, okay, so you didn't start. So I interrupted you. You didn't. You said, "Oh, when I give people advice, I get emotional."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what advice do you have for people?
I normally tell my co-home based moms that they just have to start. Okay, like what I'm doing. I just needed to start. And there's a quote online, and it says, "The best time to start was yesterday, and the next best time is now." And also, according to Mel Robbins, to build confidence is being willing to try. So that's what I'm doing now. So for me, you don't have to be the most skilled at what you do before you can start. Instead, you just have to start now and be willing to try to build your confidence. So take it from me.
Absolutely. And my coach says you got to be willing to fail.
Yes, many failures, many rejections.
But failing does not make you a failure. That's
Right.
what I learned. It's
Agree.
like, okay, I didn't do my best last time. How do I improve on that, right?
Mm, mm. How can I make it better this time?
Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna finish up now. So, any last words of wisdom for our listeners?
Okay, I'll speak in Tagalog to so that they can relate more. Mga ka
Honestly,
okay.
that,
Mga ka-home base kada, like what I'm always telling you, just start. Okay, simulan nyo lang. Kasi hindi nyo malalaman kung kailan nyo kaya until nag-start kayo. Okay? Marami tayong mga takot at pangamba. Isa na ako doon. And like right now, I'm doing my best. Ayun na naman tayo. Like what I said, I'm getting emotional. So, just keep doing, just keep going, and everything will be fine.
I did it. I made you cry.
Right, you got successful again.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been yeah, I get points for that. That's great. Thank you so much. God
My
bless you.
pleasure. I really enjoyed this conversation, Joe.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing because you're changing lives. Okay, and I'm really looking forward to October and hearing you sing
And dance.
and dancing. And
Sure.
yeah,
I will
no,
start practicing now.
yeah. All right, Mommy Sheena Santos.
Thank you,
That's our
Joe.
story, folks. We're sticking with it. God bless everyone and have a great night. And I hope to see you in October. Thank you.
Same
Good
here.
night.
Thank you so much.